It's Monday, March 3rd.
It's fair for people to wonder where is the King of Canada, or where is the Crown in this moment of international tension?
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is meeting with King Charles today, with Donald Trump's threats on Canada's sovereignty top of mind.
There are going to be tariffs on Tuesday on Mexico and Canada. Exactly what they are, we're going to leave that for the president.
Will Canada be hit with these tariffs? Will there be another pause? Multiple outcomes seem possible on the eve of a deadline set by U.S. President Trump.
Y'all stuck to landing. We're on the moon.
This is cool. Houston, we have touchdown. A robotic lunar lander built by Texas-based company Firefly has successfully landed on the moon.
In history to complete.
And the Oscar goes to? Are they playing us off?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe. Honora.
Small but mighty independent film Honora sweeping major categories on Hollywood's biggest night. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now.
Won 5 Oscars.
Welcome to your morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Teddy Wilson.
That's right. And good morning. I'm Winston C. in for Kelsey. We made it to March.
We did. I know.
We did. And a lot of tired people this morning because people stayed up late to watch the
Did you
Oscars.
stay up?
I watched maybe a third of it, and then I watched the rest this morning.
I was very happy that it started when it did, though. Like the 7 o'clock Eastern start.
Started at 7.
Much better for me.
Yeah. How much of it did you get through?
I got to about just after 8.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's great.
Yeah. And you watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing, so I'm on my third coffee already this morning. Pretty tiring.
What time did it end? Like,
it ended just after 11.
Okay.
But it was interesting. Like when I pulled up the
just after 11.
Yeah, it was after 11.
4 hours.
And it was scheduled to go to 10:30, which is a little earlier than I think it's normally scheduled for. So ending shortly after 11 is actually pretty good for the Oscars.
Well, my PVR did not pick up the back end. Then.
That's okay.
No.
Well, we're going to talk about that today, and we've got some other headlines to get to first, though. Threats from the U.S. president on making Canada the 51st state expected to come up when Prime Minister Trudeau meets with King Charles today.
We will discuss matters of importance to Canada and to Canadians, and I can tell you that nothing seems more important to Canadians right now than standing up for our sovereignty.
So King Charles has yet to weigh in publicly on those threats. There's a reason for that. Under the Westminster system, a comment from the King needs to come after a request from the Canadian government. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer also dodged a question about Canadian sovereignty during a visit to the White House last week. We do know King Charles has invited Donald Trump for an unprecedented second state visit. The Prime Minister is in the UK for a weekend summit on securing Ukraine's future.
It's time to act. Time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace.
The summit called after that heated meeting at the White House on Friday between U.S. President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Leaders left the summit with a 4-point plan. It includes the UK and France leading a coalition of the willing to secure peace in Ukraine. This will include putting boots on the ground in Ukraine. Prime Minister Trudeau said it's too early in the process for Canada to make a commitment. The UK and France will also work on a ceasefire plan. They'll present that to the United States. Like the rest of Canadians, Ottawa is waiting to see what's going to happen on Tuesday with U.S. tariffs.
The challenge, I think, is we have no guarantees as to what the outcome will be on Monday or Tuesday.
Trump's Commerce Secretary yesterday said tariffs are happening on Tuesday, but exactly what they are is up to U.S. President Trump and his team. Last month, the president put a proposed 25% tax on all incoming Canadian goods and 10% on Canadian energy on pause, and that's until tomorrow. There are other tariff deadlines coming up as well. On March 12th, a new tariff on Canadian steel and aluminum set to come into place. President Trump may also have his sights set on lumber. He's ordered a study on the impact of lumber imports. Quebec Premier François Legault has ordered an independent inquiry into the CAAQclic controversy. That's the online platform for Quebec's Auto Insurance Board. A report from the Auditor General revealed cost overruns of at least $500 million. Premier Legault is asking how such a project was launched in order to avoid the same mistakes happening again. 2 other investigations have also been launched. One of the ministers behind the project has also stepped down. Well, there is not much progress to report from a weekend of talks between Canada Post and its workers. The mediated negotiations are part of the order that sent workers back on the job last December. In a statement, Canada Post said workers failed to acknowledge the significant challenges facing the Crown Corporation. The union put out its own statement accusing Canada Post of pushing for rollbacks that would threaten full-time jobs. Talks are happening as the union challenges Ottawa's back-to-work order. As we said off the top, the Academy Awards were held last night, and it looks like it pays off big time when you put all of your heart into a small production.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the Academy. We made this movie for $6 million, shooting all on location in New York City with about 40 crew members. They're all back in New York. This is for you guys. Thank you so much. We made this.
So Nora won Best Picture, including 4 other Oscars as well. Mikey Madison also won for Best Actress in her breakout role. Director Sean Baker is the first person to personally win 4 Academy Awards for a single film. Meanwhile, Zoe Saldana won Best Supporting Actress for her role in Amelia Perez.
To all of the dreamers and the young filmmakers out there, tell the stories you want to tell. Tell the stories that move you. I promise you, you will never regret it.
There's a friendly Canadian face up on that stage, accepting the Best Picture win for Anora as well. Samantha Kwan, one of the producers on the film, is from Vancouver. 2 more Vancouver-based producers won for Best Visual Effects for their work on Dune Part 2.
And I'm wrapping up. Please, 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 I'm wrapping up. I will wrap up. Please turn the music off. I've done this before. Thank you.
Definitely not his first rodeo. 22 years after winning Best Actor for The Pianist, Adrian Brody won the same Oscar for his performance in The Brutalist. Brody still holds the record for the youngest person to win Best Actor for The Pianist. Meanwhile, Kieran Culkin picked up an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in the movie A Real Pain. It's his first Oscar win and first nomination.
A complete unknown. A real pain. Nosferatu. These are just some of the names I was called on the red carpet.
Love that. So 4-time Oscar viewer, as he billed himself, and host Conan O'Brien led the 97th Annual Academy Awards last night. It was his first time hosting. A team in Texas was shooting for the moon, but they did not miss and land among the stars.
Firefly Aerospace just became the first commercial company in history to complete a fully successful moon landing.
The robotic lunar lander called Blue Ghost launched into orbit back in January. They've been maneuvering to the moon ever since. The Texas-based company Firefly is now successfully on the moon. Firefly has become the only second private sector company ever to achieve a soft lunar landing. Blue Ghost has a 14-day mission ahead, which includes collecting data and info on everything from lunar soil to the heat flow from the moon's interior.